Hello everyone. In this video we are going to be looking at the apothecary and household measurement systems, starting with the apothecary system. Now this is one of the oldest measurement systems. It originated in Greece. It was used by physicians and pharmacists. It's still sometimes, very rarely, used today. If you are given an order that uses apothecary measurements, you need to convert it to metric before administering. It does use Roman numerals and fractions, and the unit actually comes before the number, in this case, unlike the other systems of measurement we've looked at. So here are some examples of the measurements in the apothecary system. You'll see I've highlighted grain and ounce because those are the ones we are going to be focusing on. So again, we are going to be using grain and ounce and specifically look at how these can be converted to the metric system. So 15 grains is 1 gram, 1 grain is 65 milligrams, and 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. So let's first look at how we actually express measurements in apothecary. So again, we use Roman numerals and the unit comes before. So in this first example, 3 grains, I'm going to write GR first. And then 3 in Roman numerals is I. Okay. For B, again, it's grains, so I'm going to put that first. And for 9.5 grains, 9 in apothecary is IX. And to do the half, we're going to use an S. For 4 ounces, then we're going to put the ounce first, and 4 in Roman numerals is IV. So let's complete the following conversions from the apothecary system to the metric system and back. So here we have 3 grains. And we want to know what that is in milligrams. So if we scroll up, again, we can see that 1 grain is 65 milligrams. So I'm going to times it by 65 milligrams per 1 grain. And I get 65 times 3, which is 195 milligrams. For our next one, I have 1 over 125 grains. I'm writing in my rough work notes, I'm writing the grains after. This is just to follow how we've been doing it with the imperial systems where we use dimensional analysis. So I know the grain is supposed to go in front and I will include that in my answers, but during the rough work I find it nicer for me to follow my thinking if I write it after. So up to you, but I like to write it after within my rough work. So I have 1 over 125 grains, and again I'm going to times by 65 milligrams in 1 grain. So I'm going to do 1 over 125 times 65, and I get 0.52. This one we're going back the other way, so I'm going to do 15 milligrams and times it by 1 grain over 65 milligrams. So I am doing 15 divided by 65, and I get 3 over 13 grains. Now you may be wondering, why did you use decimals in the previous one and now you're using fractions? Remember that the apothecary system prefers fractions, common fractions versus a decimal. So again, our final answer is going to be grains, 3 over 13. Now we have a ounce to milliliters conversion. So I'm going to start with my ounces, and my conversion for that is 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. So I'm going to put 30 milliliters on the top, 1 ounce on the bottom. So I end up doing 5 times 30, and I get 150 milliliters. And finally, I have grams to grains. So I start with my grams. My conversion is 1 gram is 15 grains. So I'm going to do 2.2 times 15, and I get 33 grains. And again, remember, in our final answer, we're going to put the unit in front, so I get grains 33. Okay, so that is the apothecary system and how you go back and forth between the apothecary and the metric system. We also have the household system of measurement, which is a system we use when we're taking medications at home. And so just like the apothecary system, it is not a very precise system, and so it can be inaccurate, but it is designed to make it easy for patients to take medications at home. So here is some household to metric conversions. The most common ones being teaspoon and tablespoon. So a teaspoon is 5 milliliters, a tablespoon is 15 milliliters. A cup is 8 ounces, which is approximately 240 milliliters. I think it's like 236 something. And 1 pint is 16 ounces, which again is approximately 500. I think it's 473 milliliters. So again, those are approximations. And then 1 quart or 32 ounces is about 1,000 milliliters or 1 liter. So using these conversion rates, let's look at converting between the metric system and the household system and back. Again, we're focusing mainly on teaspoon and tablespoon because that's what medications are going to be given as. So 22 milliliters into teaspoon. We're going to start with what we're given. We find the conversion rate that is going to help us, in this case, the teaspoon to milliliters. So in this case, I'm going to put the 5 milliliters on the bottom. So I end up dividing by 5. So I'm going to do 22.5 divided by 5, and I get 4.5 or 4.5 teaspoons. My next one here, I have 300 milliliters into tablespoons. So I'm going to times that by 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters. So I'm going to do 300 divided by 15, and I get 20 tablespoons. And finally, 16 teaspoons to milliliters. I'm going to start with I'm given, and I'm going to put the teaspoons on the bottom and put the 5 milliliters on top. So I'm going to do 16 times 5, which gets me 80 milliliters. So that is the household system of measurement. So in this video, again, we've gone over the apothecary system and how to convert that to the metric system, as well as the household system of measurement and how to convert that to the metric system.